Over the years, many of you have asked for ideas on how to work with detailed images. Today, I want to show you a way to create a project using the detailed floral image from the Winter Wonderland Stamp TV kit. Now, you might be under the impression that stamping with detailed images can be too time-consuming and will require a lot of coloring. But wait until you see how elegant a detailed image can look when simply embossed. Let me show you the tools and products you're going to need for this project. First, you're going to need an image, and again, I'm using the floral image from the new Winter Wonderland Stamp TV kit. You're going to need some embossing powder, and I'm using some of the Ranger Superfine Detail Gold. You're also going to need an anti-static pad and some VersaMark ink. And for the rest of the project, you're going to need some Nestabilities Petite ovals, both the large and the small size, some ribbon, and I'm using some of the ribbon from the Winter Wonderland kit. I'm using the Ivory Organdy ribbon. You're going to need some scissors, some adhesive, and some cardstock, and I'm using lipstick red and ivory for this project. And I'm also going to use the Cane Cuttlebug folder. To begin, I'm going to use the anti-static pad to remove any oils on the surface of my cardstock and any static on the cardstock as well. Then I'm going to ink up my image using some VersaMark ink. And then I'm going to stamp that image on a piece of the ivory cardstock right in the center so that I can cut it out using the Nestabilities Petite ovals. Now for my next step, I'm going to take a piece of scratch paper and using some of the gold detail powder, I'm going to sprinkle that over the project. And you can see now that the flowers are all covered with gold embossing powder. My next step is to use a heat tool, and I'm using my Marvy embossing tool to heat up the gold embossing powder. Now when you're using a detailed image, remember the lines are very, very fine and they're going to emboss very quickly, so you don't want to stay on any one area too long. As soon as you see the metallic gold come through, it's done. And you'll also notice that once the heat tool heats up, then everything else starts to move a lot more quickly. My next step is to cut out this image using one of the Nestabilities Petite ovals. And I'm going to center that. And I started with my B plate. And then I'm going to put my C plate on top and run that through. Now I also want to emboss that oval, so I'm just going to flip it over and remove the excess cardstock, put on my rubber mat, a second B plate, and a piece of chipboard, and I'm going to run that through to emboss the focal image. Okay. All right. Okay. And now you can see the image is cut out, and when I angle it a little bit, you can see that there's an embossed rim around the whole perimeter of that oval. My next step is to cut out a lipstick red mat to put behind my oval with the next size up Nestabilities dies. I won't be embossing this one, I'll only be cutting it out because the other piece is going to go right on top. So there's that oval, and now I'm going to attach these two pieces together. But before I do that, I'm going to emboss a piece of the ivory cardstock using the Candy Cane embossing folder. I'm just going to place that right up against that top line, making sure it's straight. There. And using my other B plate, I'm going to emboss that background. And that just gives the background such an elegant look. So now I have a piece of lipstick red ready to layer with that, and I have all the components to put together this quick and easy card. Next, I'm going to attach my embossed piece of ivory cardstock to the piece of lipstick red. And it doesn't really matter which side you use, it's really up to you. They both have a beautiful look about them. Then I'm going to add a little bit of ivory ribbon across the center of the card. So I'm going to find the center, and then I'm going to flip the card over, add a little bit of adhesive on the back, and just fold those edges over. Make sure that that looks straight. And now this whole piece can be layered on top of an ivory card base. Okay. So there's my card, and now I just have to put together my focal image onto that lipstick red oval mat that I cut. And apply that on top. And there I have my clean and simple, very elegant card. Now let me show you what I did on the inside of the card. I had made one as a sample to try it out first, and what I did inside is I used the same matte layering for inside, and then I just stamped this greeting, "One act of kindness can warm many months of winter." And I thought I could make up a few of these, and then after the holidays I can send these cards out to hostesses that invited my family to holiday get-togethers, or to anyone who gave me a holiday gift. You can also create elegant, clean and simple cards by stamping the image in color instead of embossing, or use colored embossing powder instead of metallic for a more casual look.